Hello everyone and welcome back to Yakuza. I did it right this time.
Hooray, Dan can count. Next time we'll move on to colours and shapes.
So anyway, guys, before we start, I'll get right into the Bethesda thing real quick just to get it out of the way. Yes, we saw the credit card information that got leaked if you were trying to get your canvas bag that they should have given you in the first place, but there's not as much to talk about that other than Bethesda is inept, or they're actively trying to make you not want to get your canvas bag. Those are the only two options, and it's Bethesda, so I could believe either one, to be honest with you.
Maybe if we piss them off enough, they won't want the bag.
You know, it could be, you know what Fallout 76 could be? It could be like the producers. Like, they're just trying to make the worst game they can possibly make, and it's like some kind of, like, tax write-off scam.
They're trying to just kill the franchise. Maybe if everyone hates it, they won't want us to make Fallout games anymore. We can just make Skyrim forever.
I will say one last thing. Can we just kill off the Todd Howard memes where we just like be like, oh look at him, he's silly and kind of childish, haha. No, he's a monster. No, he's a fucking monster.
I prefer the only two Todd Howard memes I approve of. One is Todd Howard, war criminal. And Todd Coward, but War Criminal is better because Coward makes him seem like he's just makes him a coward, whereas War Criminal highlights that he is like, you know, a monster, and he probably would kill children if he thought he could get away with it.
Probably, but let's also get rid of. But like, we definitely need to kill off God Howard because he does not deserve that title, nor did he ever deserve that title.
Only if they were also in a world where God is dead. Then it's fine. Then he can be God.
And that's a whole conversation for another day on your beliefs of God. You keep that to yourself.
We could always do the Klingon gods, where the people rose up and killed them when they had no more use of them.
That's you know what? That's a good point. I mean, was it in a lot of like tabletop games? Gods are statted out, and you can fight them. It usually won't end well, but you can do it.
Maybe we're in a JRPG. Gods are pretty useless there as well.
Yeah, usually you end up punching out a god by the end of a lot of JRPGs.
They exist solely to be defeated by teenagers with the power of friendship. Which JRPG did I just describe? The answer is all of them.
Everyone except Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were still I'm pretty sure there's some BS that they were still teens.
No, the only teenager was Yuffie.
That's
Cloud
true.
and Tifa are like in their early 20s.
And technically, if you didn't even recruit her, then you don't have any teenagers.
Oh, everyone recruits Yuffie.
I mean, yeah. But,
even people who have never played the game recruit Yuffie. Also, you can do
anyway.
stupid Wu-Tang side quest.
True. But, so anyway... Soldier Boy, you were telling me about this.
Oh, right. So I heard about this today. Apparently, the quote-unquote hit rapper Soldier Boy is bringing out his own handheld games console.
Oh, lovely! I'm sure that'll go great.
Well, specifically, probably not, because it's reskin of those like knockoff games those like knockoff Chinese game handhelds and games.
Or like
the plug and
where like it has like sometimes it has like
work.
Or like sometimes the ones where they have emulators built in, and it's like shitty emulators, and has several dozen copyrighted games.
Yeah.
But the legality is weird with it because since it's being imported
Are you talking about
here,
that, or are you talking about like a cheap DS case that really just has like an old Tiger handheld game in it?
The first one, the one that's basically just like an emulator.
The one I mentioned. Okay.
The one where you have to.
The one that actually want to buy that.
The ones that only really work here, like they'll say like the only reason that, not this one, the only reason that ones like that sell is because this weird like legality loophole thing where it's technically no one in the States is profiting off of it. It's weird.
Yeah, except in this case,
this time,
someone in the States will be profiting off of it, and he advertised that it has Neo Geo, GBA, GBC, FC, CPU1, and MD games built with 3,000 plus games and download support. And well, at least on the promotional image, one of the things I could see is Pokemon, and fuck me. Good luck getting you can make an argument for games that are owned by companies that no longer exist, or
yeah. But like SNK, Neo Geo, they still exist. Nintendo obviously still exists. Sega's still around. Now, what's funny about this is it wasn't, like, none of this was legally acquired because you can't get Nintendo. Nintendo's never going to allow you to legally acquire their games and sell them. Not to mention... Oh, wait, how much does the system cost, actually?
Oh, it's like... Oh, fuck, I don't remember.
There's a reason I asked this question.
I know it's like marked up. I know it's like marked up because it's basically a reskin of an actual specific one that exists.
Do you know, like, the ballpark? Because
$99 at the moment.
Yeah, there's no way in hell that they got the rights, all those rights, because let's just say, even if it was like 1,000 games, were not just like the shitty, bootleg games. The amount of money it would cost to get the rights to even just say like 1,000 games or what have you would make that system cost way more than that.
I mean,
so there's no way in hell that they even like bothered. So
and it kind of
Soldier Boy
kind of reminds
is gonna go to jail.
Oh yeah, he is. It kind of reminds me of the Vega Plus thing that happened for the last few years. Don't know if you ever heard about that.
Is that system that works better as a cheese knife?
Yes, that's the one that Guru and Larry made a video about where they literally cut cheese with their games where they're extremely expensive and very well.
Whatever happened to Guru Larry? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still doing.
Yeah, he still uploads
occasionally.
His like he uploads about like every other week, like about that.
I know he made a big deal about how
but either way, his
videos
videos are.
Back. Is he still holding out on that guy with the glasses?
Probably.
He's one of 3 people on there.
Oh.
I know this because I was recently joking about Guru Larry trying to turn it into Channel Larry. Speaking of people coming back from the dead, JonTron came back and uploaded another flex tape video.
Oh yeah, I did hear that JonTron uploaded a video. I guess he needs like some money so he can fund his race.
No, I know what happened. You see, about 2 weeks before the game was released, his subreddit that has rebelled against him ages ago decided to be smartasses and change the subreddit to some other YouTuber, something the Waz. And then 2 weeks later, they said like, we won't change it back unless JonTron uploads a video within a certain amount of time. And he like just made the time frame. And now they're trying to figure out a way to turn it back into Waz.
Yeah, he could just turn it back anyway. He doesn't control the subreddit.
They're going to. Yeah, no, he lost control of that ages ago. His own subreddit hates him. It's hilarious.
Everyone hates him, I'm pretty sure.
He's gonna... Actually, you're right, because his views aren't really all that great anymore, even when he came back. But it was enough to trend, because most of the people trending was people just being like, oh my god, he's back, LOL, what a fucking loser.
I mean...
He's still alive?
The problem is he committed the cardinal sin of YouTube. Which is that he was... which is that he had very conservative and Republican views. I mean,
actually, those tend to be the bigger YouTubers, like PewDiePie and them. His, and also it wasn't even that, he was literally he was just straight up a racist. He was like, white people are better than black people.
Yeah, I did hear about it. Yeah, I never actually found the full quotes, because I'll never really...
I did. I watched it, and I was like, Jesus Christ. It's pretty fucking damning.
PewDiePie's foreign, though, so he can say what he likes, and then it's just like, oh, look at the silly foreigner.
But, oh, no, I was talking about JonTron with that. PewDiePie, I know his was just a slur.
Well, he's
also like he's also done a lot of other shit too.
But he has.
But like I was talking, but yeah, he's done a lot. They're both. Let me just cut to it. They're both fucking scumbags. There we go.
The difference is PewDiePie's got fucking enough money to just not care.
Yeah, because he also uploaded constantly, so he doesn't have to care, and he's got like that weird GG fan base still with him, where a lot of the GGers forgot about JonTron because he hasn't uploaded. By the way, I think it's funny how it takes this fucker a year to upload a shitty... I didn't watch it, but I'm just gonna say it's shitty because it's a JonTron video. A shitty flex tape video. And yet, like, other YouTubers that do similar content to him can release weekly.
Well,
or at the very least, bi-weekly.
You see the difference is a lot of YouTubers are very hard working, and they, put out quality content, and then there's people like Angry Joe, who just kind of churn shit out relentlessly.
That's what he's always done.
Yeah, I know.
Or like the same thing goes for like what's his fucking face, Matt Pat.
Yes. Well, I mean,
they just churn shit out.
What does he have to fucking do? He sits recording.
Literally, all he does is he finds like an old like theory online and then just kind of like
Steals it.
rewrites it. Yeah, he like just rewrites it slightly. That way, it's legally not plagiarism if you just slightly rewrite it.
Actually,
But
it's a whole like huge thing to go into what constitutes plagiarism and what doesn't.
But
yeah.
But yeah, that and Map Hat also is like a master of the fucking trends. He understands the trends and he's really good at it. He's also an asshole, but he's really good at the trend game. He fucking knows that inside and out. He's really good at it.
Oh, right. We're recording this before the VGAs come out.
Oh yeah. I just want to say first off, for everyone that's gonna get mad at that got mad already because the time this came out about the VGA results, you're silly because trust me, it's always going to be the same things that win. We're already before we even recorded, we're like, Red Dead's gonna walk away with like every award. Like every award that it's put into, it's gonna walk away with, like Zelda did last year.
It's an industry of circle jerking, really.
It's a circle jerk for the AAA Western
Everyone
industry.
just kind of sits around and pats themselves on the back and goes, "Good job, everyone! You did exactly what you were paid to do." Man, I wish I could get a fucking award for doing my job.
It's typically for like basically for Western AAA. You'll see like a Japanese one here and there get one.
Yep.
Last year there was a lot because there wasn't a lot of Western to compete against it that year.
Yeah, Persona 5 got in. I don't think Persona 5 won anything.
I think it won. It won something. I know that.
I don't think it did.
But I don't remember what.
I know Nier won Best Soundtrack.
Yeah, Nier won Best Soundtrack. I know Best Game was Zelda, which I called literally before it came out, even because it's a Zelda game. What were the? I'm trying to remember everything that won. Cuphead was like. Cuphead won like indie and swept a bunch of them. Which, by the way, we comment on this. I kind of have trouble calling it an indie game now because it was funded also by Microsoft.
Yeah, it's like calling Minecraft an indie game. It's like technically alright, but really
it was at one time. It's not anymore. But I mean that's not even getting into my whole opinion about Cuphead being like fairly mediocre, just being really pretty. That's really it. It's just a really pretty game.
Yeah, it's about.
There was another, and like maybe it's also because I played a bullet hell game, like a game kind of like that came out earlier that year called Bleed 2, which is really good. It's not pretty. Its visuals are nice, but they're not like pretty. They're all right. But like the game is really good, and I've replayed it multiple times within that year, and occasionally I still pop it in because I enjoy it a lot. Where Cuphead, after I beat it, I was like, yeah, I'm done with you. I'm not fucking playing this game again.
God, the very first like option on the Game of the Year one is just makes me ill.
Which is?
But it's good.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the first nominee. And it's like, but you've already played this game. You can't even use the like one feature they touted, which is the one feature they touted as groundbreaking, which is you could play as one of their women folk.
What?
And we're just like, but yeah, it might be impressive if you didn't already do this like 4 years ago.
Well, you see, to Ubisoft, impressive feature is where you make a game where you take away a feature, and then you make another game where you put it back and be like, look at our new feature. Eh? Yeah. You like our new feature?
I thought Ubisoft's idea of ideal features was things they could just market to China.
Possibly.
Well, it's because did I ever tell you about how Rainbow Six Siege has like having all these big cosmetic changes and updates in order to make it so it applied with China's strict censorship rules?
Yeah.
Which actually is pretty terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Because it means that our culture is now actually being damaged. I mean, Rainbow Six, so normally who'd care, but it's still like our culture being directly influenced because of their strict censorship policies, because people want their Chinese money. And it's like, well, how long until other things start being directly affected by this?
How long until Winnie the Pooh is banned worldwide?
Yeah, actually. No, yeah, he's You jokes.
Are you kidding me? That won't happen. Disney has way too much power. They'll sooner take over China by military force before they allow the entire banning of one of their
You
characters.
say this as if even Disney isn't after that Chinese money.
Yeah, they'll just buy China. Ours now? What? Welcome to Disneyland, China!
They already have one in there.
Yeah, it's gonna become the central government soon. But, so anyway, back to the Game Awards. To kind of prove a point, just for fun, let's go over what the nominees are for each category, and then we'll make our prediction, and then you guys can laugh at us if we got it wrong, because this video will come out like a full week after the, almost like a week after it happened. So, let's have fun with this shit.
Well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like I said, that won't win. There's Celeste.
Well, what's the category?
This is Game of the Year.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, I already know which one's gonna win this one, but you can go through
Assassin's
them,
Creed
sure.
Odyssey, it's not going to win, as far as I'm
No.
aware. Celeste is on here. That won't win.
Nah, it's not. It's an indie game for starters. It'll only win the indie game category.
God of War is on here. I don't think that will win.
No.
Spider-Man is on here. Might win just because of Disney, but ultimately not.
No, because they don't own Spider-Man, remember?
They do.
No, they have that weird partnership deal with them and Sony, remember?
But, I mean, no, but that's for film rights. Disney,
Yeah.
Disney owns Marvel. Marvel owns Spider-Man. Like, Disney owns the character.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, they
Ignore
only
me.
own the film rights.
Okay,
In fact,
ignore
they
me.
specifically sacrificed their other rights, and that's why a Spectacular Spider-Man got canceled.
Alright, never mind. Continue.
Monster Hunter World. I don't think so.
No.
Not in the West.
No.
And then
definitely
Red
not.
Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead wins.
Yeah.
Red Dead wins.
It's between Red Dead and Spider-Man. I think Red Dead will do it. Spider-Man. could do it.
Red Dead. Red Dead is a Rockstar game, and it's like one of the biggest hype games. So yeah, it's got
Also,
it. It's gonna walk away with
Also,
it.
it's just come out, so like, it's still going to be largely fresh in people's minds, whereas everyone else has had time to go, oh, well, I didn't actually like Mary Jane in the Spider-Man game, or but God of War is a game you can't really replay because it takes so long.
And no one really remembers God of War, to be honest. I haven't heard it. After about 2 months, no one really was talking about God of War anymore.
So as for now the next category is best ongoing game. Destiny 2 Forsaken. I don't think so. Fortnite, yes, 100% yes will win.
For what is this category again? Sorry.
Best ongoing game, Fortnite will win.
Okay. Oh yeah, Fortnite.
Fortnite has
Continue.
far too big a user base to not win. Especially when it's up against No Man's Sky, which I know had Overwatch
Okay.
is possible, but I don't think it's got enough of a player base to unseat Fortnite.
Its player base has kind of dwindled a little bit, mainly because of the whole esports focus shit.
And-
It's slowly dwindled the casual audience.
Finally, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which no, I don't think so. Don't think that will win.
Likely.
Then I mean, Fortnite seems the clear winner there. Might as well just call it the Best Fortnite Award. And your options are Fortnite, and Fortnite.
And maybe Overwatch, but probably Fortnite.
I'm honestly surprised. I mean, you should be happy. PUBG's not there.
People don't give a shit about PUBG. PUBG was on the list last year, but it fucking died because no one gives a shit about it. It's dead. PUBG is fucking dead.
And now, best game direction. This one, there's one entry on here that makes me vomit. A Way Out. It's that sort of co-op Prison Break thing.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot that was a thing.
Detroit Become Human. Ugh. Please no.
Oh,
That might actually. I'm a bit scared that could win. I'll explain later. God of War, possible.
I actually agree with you. That's the sad thing.
Marvel's
Continue.
Spider-Man, and then Red Dead. I mean,
Okay, so that one's... Okay, depending on how they're feeling, if they want to give all of them to Red Dead. If not, they're gonna fucking give it to fucking Detroit Become Human.
yep. And then the next category is Best Narrative. Detroit Become Human. God
Oh, that's definitely gonna get it. I'm just gonna stop you. Oh, wait, no, continue, but...
of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead.
You know what? Probably, depending on which one, Detroit will get one of these two, and Red Dead will get the other one.
God, and then for best art direction, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2, and Return of the Obra Dinn.
I don't know that one. The only one of those is an art direction
indie game that came out not too long ago. It's actually really good.
Okay. The only one of them that I know the art direction for is Octopath, but I don't think it's gonna get it.
Best score / music: Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead 2.
Okay, they haven't done a Japanese game yet, so they'll pick a Japanese game for this one.
Or they'll give it to Celeste 2. Or Celeste.
Or they'll give it to... No, Celeste will get indie, and that's it.
Mm.
We're already jumping ahead if I say that. But,
I'm
gonna give it to either Octopath, because it's Square, or Imakuni, or what was that what it was called? Onikuni? Whatever the... Ni no Kuni. Because that was also a highly anticipated game.
Might give it to God of War, just because they'll need God of War to win something.
No, that's true.
Like, the kind of...
But like right now, though, they haven't had their single Japanese win to pretend like they don't ignore the Japanese industry. So I think they might give it to one of them.
Well, we'll see. So then we have Best Audio Design, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead 2.
God of War.
Probably.
That'll be the one they give to God of War.
Best Performance, Brian Deckard as Connor, Detroit, Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War, Lister Mahat as Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, sorry if I mispronounced that name, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, Red Dead 2, and Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker, Marvel Spider-Man. I actually think this one, if they don't give it to Detroit, they might give it to... Alright, they might give it to Yuri.
I'm betting on Cassandra.
Oh yeah, there's that. And this... I don't know.
Assassin's Creed hasn't won one yet in our prediction, so I'm predicting Cassandra.
Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with profound pro-social meaning or message. Oh god. 1111 Memories Retold. Okay. No, I think that's a World War I game. Or a World War game. Celeste, a game called Florence, Life is Strange 2, and The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories.
I would either say Celeste or the Life is Strange game.
Best indie game: Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn, and The Messenger. I mean, Celeste.
Celeste, we already...
I mean,
by the way, I like Celeste. I played it. I really like it.
Oh yeah, Celeste is a fine game.
We're just being realistic here.
I would like Into the Breach to win, though, but that's just personal bias.
That's fair.
Best mobile game: Donut Country, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and Raid Game of Thrones. Yeah, Fortnite. Best VR game: Astrobot Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewalls, 0 Hour, Moss, and Tetris Effect.
For what category?
Best mobile game. Oh, best VR game.
Maybe Tetris, I don't know.
Best
VR is a little bit of a mystery for me.
Best action game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11 probably get that one.
They might just give it to COD 4.
They might. It's, yeah, either COD 4 or Mega Man.
Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. All right, that did come out. That did come out. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that. Spider-Man probably.
Oh, here we go. Here's where Japan wins. Best RPG.
Yeah.
It's because it's
Japan's category.
No, it's literally exclusively just like
because there hasn't really been an a European RPG.
There's one game on here that's not Japanese, and that's because it's done by Obsidian. Dragon Quest 11, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and then Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
I'm gonna bet on Dragon Quest.
Best fighter. I mean, I don't even...
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah.
You can read them, but we're all just gonna say Dragon Ball Fighter Z. But read them. Go ahead.
Cross Tag Battle, Fighters, Soul Calibur 6, and Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. Fuck no, is Street Fighter winning that.
Yeah, no,
Fighters
no.
will
If they even like if they even had that win, people would be hilariously pissed. I almost won it just for that. But no, it's gonna be Fighter Z.
Best family game, Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas, and Super Mario Party. Probably one of the 2 Mario things.
Yeah, one of them. I'm gonna lean towards tennis.
Best, because Nintendo kind of has to get an award for something.
Yeah, they didn't really have much come out this year in time for it, because Smash doesn't come out until after the awards.
Yeah. And then for best,
If Smash came out like a couple weeks later, I actually would have given it to probably Smash over Fighters.
but is Smash Bros. Even a fighting game?
It usually gets put. I mean, I personally still count it as one, and usually when they put Smash up on awards, they usually put it under Fighter.
Best strategy game: The Banner Saga 3, BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, and Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Probably.
Might be BattleTech, honestly.
What were the other ones?
The Banner Saga 3.
Banner Saga, that's what I was thinking. Because Banner Saga's pretty popular.
Oh yeah, for Frostpunk. Yeah. Best sports game: IKEA. Who cares? Sports/racing. FIFA 19. Forza Horizon 4, Mario Tennis Aces, NBA 2K19, Pro Evolution Soccer 2019.
I don't know, NBA 2K19, I'm just throwing a name out there, I don't fucking know.
Probably FIFA. Best multiplayer...
No, wait, FIFA's the soccer/actual football game, right?
Yes.
That won't win in America.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Nobody cares about that over here.
Might give it to Mario then. Actually, probably Forza 4. Forza Horizon 4, whatever.
I'm kind of going with the basketball games because basketball won last time.
Nah.
It's harder to really judge them. I don't
think you can ever judge the true merit of a basketball player until they've taken to the baseball pitch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bringing those really dank those really like dank old memes back. Those 90s memes.
Get out of here, Michael Jordan.
Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves. So Fortnite. I mean,
what was the category again? Sorry, I was reading
best
text.
multiplayer game:
What were they?
Black Ops 4, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Monster Hunter, Sea of Thieves.
Oh, Fortnite.
Yeah. They can't really afford to not give it to Fortnite.
I literally know nothing about any of the other ones.
The teenagers will cry.
I know nothing about the other ones, so it's gonna be Fortnite.
Best student game: Combat 2018, Dash Quasar, Jera, Lith, Recharge. I mean,
I don't know any of these.
There's a bunch of students.
Yeah, so just throw a dart at the board.
Best debut indie game: Donut Country, Florence, Moss, The Messenger, Yoku's Island Express. Oh god.
Probably Messenger.
Oh god, this next category makes me want to be sick.
Oh.
Best esports game:
Yeah, they had that last year too.
CS:GO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch. I mean,
probably either Overwatch or Fortnite.
actually, I think CS:GO or Dota 2 might win. It's like one of those weird categories where, like, because they're so old and got so many people like hooked. And, like,
I know Overwatch won it last year.
yeah, but it was back when Overwatch was only 2 years old and not 3 years old. You have to understand.
But CS:GO is even older.
The gaming populace are basically like pedophiles, and that the older something is, the less they care about it.
True, but CS:GO is even older.
True.
And so is Dota.
But
So that's why I say Fortnite.
I guess how you also
Overwatch.
justify or quantify esports being big is how toxic the fan base is. And fuck me, no one could be more toxic than CS:GO or Dota.
Yeah, but they were always toxic even before it was esports.
Best
And Dota is designed to make you toxic, because the issue I have with Dota and League of Legends is you pretty much have to compete against your own team to help your team win, to make your character better, to help your team. You have to compete with your team, and it's the stupidest fucking thing. Like, imagine like if in Overwatch, if like, and by the way, I've made critiques on Overwatch. Imagine like in order to get like your ultimate charge, you had to like take a couple shots at one of your teammates and actually hurt them. Or you had to get the last hit on the other guy. Like any of the other damage didn't matter. It meant only with the last hit. Then you'd just be screaming at each other.
Yeah. Next one is just best esports player, so I'm just gonna skip it. Oh, and then the one after that is just best esports team. I'm just gonna skip that. And then the next one is best esports coach. I'm just gonna skip that. Best esports event, just gonna skip that. Best esports.
Come on, how many esports things do they have?
Best esports host.
They didn't have this many last time. They added more esports.
Best esports host, and then best esports moment. Content.
Here's my favorite esports moment when it dies.
Oh, and then content creator of the year, Dr. Lupo, Myth, Ninja, Pokimane, and Willy Rex. I'm just gonna say Ninja.
What was the category?
Content creator of the year.
Oh, I don't know.
Should have just changed it to content creator of the year, and you would have been right. Heyo. I don't like YouTubers. They're coursing everywhere. But yeah, that's the VGA nominees. Mostly garbage.
Nothing new there.
Oh, and then just for me, I just saw a thing on Twitter, someone saying the MonsterVerse remains the superior cinematic universe. I agree, random person on Twitter.
It's okay. But Captain Marvel's gonna make it so interesting with the great actress they picked who cannot emote.
She was in the MonsterVerse too. She also couldn't emote in that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
She was asleep.
By the way, why would you, when you're casting Carol Danvers, who's a hothead, why would you find the person who doesn't know how to emote when they're acting?
A friend of mine questioned, like, what, like, he watched the trailers and he didn't understand what her character is. And he said, like, all I got from it was that she's a woman. And I was like, yes, you've got Carol, that's Carol Danvers' current character. She's a woman.
That's her, well no, that's her character in the movie.
Her current character, I said, because, like, ever since they started, this went on this whole tirade of we need an equivalent Wonder Woman. Carol Danvers is the only option we have. They have completely ruined
She's a
her.
woman. She's not part of the X-Men. She's not part of the Fantastic Four.
Like,
so that's good enough for them.
She's like, as I said, like as a character, she's been fucking assassinated. She's just basically dead. She's dead. They killed her, and they're propping up her corpse.
Originally, she was like an alcoholic, drunk. So
yeah, I could never see them making a movie about an alcoholic that would do well.
Tony Stark?
Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know, but I wanted to spell it out for the audience.
Yeah, but even that, they downplayed it.
Yeah, they never called him an alcoholic. They just had him drunk.
Yeah,
for like
they never had it like
a part of a movie.
They never had it like be a negative. I don't think.
Probably not. We need Demon in a Bottle as a...
Yes, they didn't do the Demon in the Bottle arc where he was like repeatedly too drunk to help.
Or when he accidentally might killed that guy because he was too drunk.
Yes, that too.
To be fair, Tony Stark, after that, he never did anything else wrong like start a Civil War.
It's okay, because then when we had to do the Civil War the second time,
it was Captain Marvel's turn!
Yeah, he only does something wrong every 20 years or so in comics.
It's just, I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer. I have no real interest in the film.
All I know is they brought her cat in, and it's like when Fury still has his other eye.
Yeah.
That's really all I know. And
I don't really...
if you read the comics, you know that her cat's like this weird alien called a Flurkin.
Yeah.
Which has like this weird like dimensional portal in its stomach, and it can like its mouth will just open up and just tentacles and like sharp teeth will come out.
Yeah, I highly doubt they're going to do that part though.
Actually, I don't know if they'll probably change it, but one of the they already showed the toy line for this movie, and one of them is a Nick Fury that comes with him but he's got the thing over his mouth like in the comics if they're going when they want to disable his powers and little shackles on.
Okay, so that was
So he's gonna be an alien probably.
You know what, though?
I'm surprised they're even giving her figures, considering they're like, guys won't buy an action figure of a female.
No, that's more of like
Yeah, but...
not Legends. The Marvel Legends line always does them. That's more of like DC mentality.
Yeah, but it really doesn't cost a lot to crap out a cheap figure.
Yeah, but they've been like neglecting Scarlet Witch and Black Widow before in terms of like figures.
Scarlet Witch is a fuckload. Are you kidding me? Scarlet Witch has a fuckload of them.
Probably it doesn't. Probably you don't notice them because she doesn't look like a superhero.
I mean, they changed the Iron Man 3's villain because they didn't think that the kids would buy figures of Maya. What's her face? She was supposed to be like one of the major villains. Instead, they just kind of offed her. So,
I mean,
what's his name can be the bad.
But I mean, they didn't really. I mean, Iron Man 3 didn't really have a villain or a plot. It didn't really have much of anything apart from being directed by the man who would go on to bring us the hit cinematic classic, The Predator, and its plot revolving around. Yeah, don't forget that Iron Man 3 was directed by the guy who brought you aliens that want to harvest autistic spinal fluid to evolve. Never forget. Never forget. It's like that's like beyond.
I won't.
It's like beyond Mirakuru levels of just insulting.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking Mirakuru.
I mean, autistic spinal.
I saw that reminds me. I saw this on Twitter from CW. It's just this gorilla breaks into this kid's room and he just goes, "Hello, Barack Obama. It'll almost be an honor killing you."
Yeah, that was from last seasons of Legends of Tomorrow. Barack Obama.
I was dying when I saw it.
Why kill Obama?
He wants to make America Grodd again.
Oh.
Yes, he says that.
Oh my fucking Christ! What is this fucking happy horse shit?
I mean, why kill Obama? He literally did nothing.
Well, the whole point is it's literally just a diversion. Like they tried to think the whole episode was supposed to be about Grodd going after Obama and like taking lots of shots at Trump, and then that's only in the first 10 minutes of the episode. The actual plot is something else. That was
That's
just
because
like...
they don't. CW doesn't make plots. They make headline grabbers, so people get mad. People that get mad or people that want to be like, "Yeah, I saw it," will tune in and watch it because they're all fucking
actually
fools.
Pretty well written. Just that one episode was just like the whole thing is going to be us about a giant gorilla going after Barack Obama, and then the actual episode, nope. That was just.
I'm talking about CW in general, though. That's what they usually do.
I know,
with
but
their
that's
shows.
one of their shows that is actually pretty good.
Sorry, I blanked out. I was just thinking on autistic spinal fluid again.
Oh, stop bringing that up.
No. Never.
Delete that from your
I hate
memory.
it.
I keep trying to forget it.
Delete this.
Man, I fucking
Delete
hope.
that footage.
I hope that movie gets a Razzie. Do they still do Razzies? It's the only award ceremony that's actually good.
I don't know because they did give a Razzie to the Speed Racer movie.
It's the only award ceremony that's actually
They
good.
gave a Razzie to Halle Berry for Catwoman,
Yeah.
and she.
Yeah, but that actually made sense.
And she showed up in person, like
to be fair,
with her Oscar in the other hand.
She accepted that
Yeah.
award.
Yeah. But Speed Racer should not have got a fucking Razzie.
I didn't see it, so.
I didn't see it, but my friend who's like a big, Speed Racer fan, like called it heresy.
I mean, from what I hear, it's a great character piece, though.
Get out.
Piece. I mean, Suicide Squad must have been a great character piece. It won more Oscars than many popular movies.
Yeah, we live in a world where Suicide Squad has more Oscars than The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, it also has more Oscars than Citizen Kane.
That I don't care about. Citizen Kane's really not all that great when you watch it now. It was a great landmark for films, but otherwise it's just kind of...
It's one of the many times where a film is kind of ruined by the fact that it's so iconic. So it's like Psycho, right? You don't really get that whole thing of that whole surprise. Oh, they killed the main character in the first like 20 minutes.
All I know is all I know is when I saw Psycho in film class, I burst out laughing, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to be my response.
But the point is, like, everyone knows
the professor.
Sorry.
Well, no, it's
I mean,
like
I mean, the movie
he
Birds
comes in
I
at
laughed at.
when he comes in at the end, like in the mother's clothes,
Yeah.
and like strikes this like what I can only describe as a old woman, a guy trying to be an old woman brandishing a knife threateningly. I just burst out laughing, and everyone just like stared at me.
This,
Like, why are
I
you
mean,
laughing?
I
I'm
had a
like,
similar
"It's not
rea-
supposed
I
to be
mean,
funny."
what was it? The movie Birds, which was like for the time like really scary. I remember that came on TV once when I was little, and now I'd also been exposed to Mystery Science Theater, but me and my brothers just spent the movie laughing at it and just making fun of it.
yeah, it does sort of remind me because after playing Red Dead 2 and seeing this like really surprisingly happy and liberal Wild Old West setting where the only time the N-word is ever said is by a black man.
Yeah, because that sure as hell happened in the Old West.
And then I went to watch Blazing Saddles and realized, oh, this is probably like the most fundamentally accurate depiction of the Old West.
It's like this huge like send up and destruction of the romanticization of the Old West, and is probably one of the things that killed westerns. But that's okay because it's great, and it's also accurate and funny.
Whole thing where you're part of this gang, all inclusive of where women, blacks, Mexicans, and this Native American are all treated as equals and fairs, and everyone's like gets along, and it's like, well, not really though, is it?
I mean,
It's a fucking black sheriff.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to not think
Yeah.
of
Blazing Saddles. But yeah, it's
the
like,
sheriff?
is it possible that could have happened at some point somewhere in the West with the little bit of government regulation?
It's possible,
back then?
but it feels like it'd be
possible,
so
but
odd
most likely, no. I mean, it's like, it's not that I mean, it's cool. I like that shit, but because I'm not a fucking bigot, but like, unfortunately, that's not what the West was like.
I mean, the problem is that you can't sort of pretend that that incidents like this didn't
These
happen,
things didn't happen.
because that's even more insulting than to just admit, yeah, horrible things happened. It's like
yeah.
people like genocide, war, racism, intolerance. They all exist.
You can't ignore it.
You can't just pretend, oh no, everyone got along.
Because, like, when you pretend things didn't happen, then you get shit like the resurgence of Nazis in America, even though, like, we pretended here in my country for years that Nazis were never here and that we never supported the Nazis during the World War II era. We fucking did. Now, that was, when I would bring that up, that was actually really controversial, like, several years ago. And I remember getting yelled at by people who were left-leaning when I'd say this. Because my point was, basically, like, I don't think we should martyr ourselves, but we shouldn't, like, ignore the past. And they were like, they refused to believe this. Now, these same people I see now touting out what I told them years ago that they yelled at me for, and I'm just like, guys, this is why we can't ignore shit. Like I said, you don't want to become a martyr, but you don't want to ignore or lie or pretend it's not real. That doesn't help.
I think
That
it's
doesn't
like
work.
every famous person who said something, called out injustice, and has then been found out to have, to have skeletons in their closet, shall we say, and all the drama that causes. It's like you need to, just kind of accept that shit things happen, but they've happened, and you can't change it. So that's why, like, Red Dead 2 trying to be all, oh no, but even though it was the Old West, and there were some people who just like looked funny at all them people with different colours, because nothing actually happened. It's like
I'll be fair to Rockstar though. It's kind of like, so we're critiquing this part of it, but like,
and I'm critiquing the
if
whole.
they made it accurate, they probably would have gotten so much more flack.
Yeah.
So I don't blame them for doing it.
One of the things where,
like I said, it's not like accurate at all. But like I said, like if they made it accurate, oh god, the internet would be on fire.
yeah. But it's just utterly baffling how we have to live in this world. Well, we've got to pretend that the past didn't happen because that might upset people. And it's like,
Yeah.
surely they should just be happy that they live in far more enlightened times.
Yeah. It's kind of like, like I always find it funny when people watch like an old movie. Now it's fine to like dissect and see like parts of an old movie and say like, hey, this is not acceptable nowadays. But like, I wouldn't want to like
how "Kiss the Girl" is a bad song now because mute people can't consent.
But
somehow that fucking AC/DC song called "Let Me Put My Love Into You," which I probably mentioned before, includes the lyrics like "Don't you struggle, don't you worry."
it's literally a rape song.
like-
There's no
It's like the rapiest rape song I've ever heard.
yeah.
And it's like, goddamn, how is that never talked about?
It's AC/DC, and I don't think anybody really remembers them.
Wait, did AC/DC also do "Welcome to the Jungle"?
No, that's Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make references to some of the lyrics in that and include that. By the way, I like how we're talking about this right now. And right now in Yakuza, it's that guy who kills the person that looks like Makoto for you, and he's sitting there rubbing some chick's tit. I like how we were just talking about that, and then this is what they show on screen.
No, it's because we
Clearly, what you need to do is dub the song into that.
right, yeah, you're not getting any money out of this, so who cares?
I was gonna say, like, I don't care about the money thing, but also, I'm not gonna remember it by the time I'm, like, putting this into editing. I'll just forget all about it. Oh, don't overwrite this, just in case something goes wrong. Overwrite, this one's old as fuck. Let's overwrite this one. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
but like, I wouldn't want to take, say, like, an old movie and take out those bits, because again, you don't want to erase the past. It's there. We need it to learn from it. So,
there's a famous film called The Dam Busters, which is about,
but like, say, like, a modern version of something, I don't care, I care a little bit less. I know, what was it? They apparently changed Popeye's, because they're going to make a new Popeye thing, his pipe into a whistle, and I'm just like, I get why they're doing that, because any kind of tobacco, for, like, a cartoon or a movie immediately gives you an R rating.
not like he's smoking, though.
Huh?
Not like he's even smoking, though.
He doesn't, but
Sometimes
they
he
probably
does.
just want to avoid shit. So, he did in, like, old stuff he would, yeah.
Mm.
Like, in a lot of stuff he did used to smoke. I mean, like, they could have changed it.
Not gratuitously, but occasionally he'd, like, let
Yeah.
off a puff or two.
I
Yeah.
really should ban it for that fucking hamburger fit. For that fucking douchebag just wants his hamburgers, but he will only pay you back on Tuesday. Yeah, we've all got friends like that. We shouldn't encourage that behaviour. We should only kill people who are like that.
Actually, I think there are several episodes where, like, Popeye and Bluto just beat the shit out of him instead.
It's Tuesday. Where's my money?
Next Tuesday. How cold!
Secure your rep to collect.
Where's the money? So, like kicks the door open. I will gladly pay you Tuesday. Now I wish I could draw or animate, because now I'm just picturing, like, one of the heat actions being smashed into fucking Wimpy. Now I just want to find some artist and throw money at them and say, hey, I want you to just draw me a picture of Wimpy from Popeye getting his head smashed in with a toaster by Kiryu from Yakuza, and then they will block me and report me to the authorities.
It'll be worth it.
I kind of want to see that now, though. Quickly, find an artist. Oh god, but yeah, I understand them doing that, because, you know, censor. Huh?
Oh, yep, sorry. My thing was lagging.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I can understand why they did, because of, like, how, like, things are when it comes to tobacco use nowadays, and I think it's dumb, personally, because, like, so here's the thing, like, they say, like, encourages smoking. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but, like, I've had, both my parents smoked. I've never had an interest in smoking.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my lungs are ripped from secondhand smoke enough anyway, so...
I probably have a good bit, but...
Well,
it's
you
like...
know what, though? There is one benefit to that, to secondhand smoke. Because if it does cause lung cancer, for the rest of your life, you get to lord it over someone. I know I could deal with that. if I could just use my own personal tragedy to make someone else's life worse. That'd be my way to go.
But
Just on my deathbed, you did this to me.
and it's just like the person's already dead, but you just look at a picture of them.
Yep. You'd be amazed at how long I can continue, how long I can exist just off of pure spite.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna outlive us all just because of pure spite.
Yep.
Like, even if your health is worse than one of us, we'll just die before you. And just so you can, like, stand over our grave and be like, "Ha! I won!" And then die immediately.
That's the plan. I got it all figured out.
Alright, let's move on to another topic, I guess.
I mean, I guess we should...
Unless we got something else to talk about.
We should talk about the elephant in the room, which is that Smash comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I don't have a Switch though.
I do.
Neither do I. So
I want it. Buy me a Switch.
No.
Buy me 2 Switches.
Tell you what, though, I'm not a fan of Nintendo's online thing.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
No,
Nintendo's
but
online.
I'm
Shit.
not a fan of the fact that if you want to start your 7-day free trial, you already have to pre-approve like automatic renewals, so that when your 7-day free trial stops,
I'm not surprised.
If
and
you
it's
don't
like-
want an automatic renewal.
then you've got to still approve it and then go on and turn it off. It's fucking stupid.
Yep.
I mean, PSN does it, but never on the basis of once you agree to the free trial, you then get it. You then have to get this pay. You then have to pay unless you specifically say no.
Yeah.
Or maybe it does. It's been so long since I had a free trial. Can't remember.
I remember the free trial, like, when I first started, like, as soon as it ended, if I did forget to undo it, and they did charge me, but nowadays I get PSN, I have PSN all the time, so it's just always on auto, charge. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do a similar thing, except for they don't, like, hold your... But you can still, like, say, like, let's say I decided to then just hit the button, I could just turn it off. But, like, they didn't have a thing where you have to agree right away.
But yeah, Smash comes out tomorrow. It's probably already getting like great reviews, but it's like, well, the last one did, and this is more or less just a port of all the Smashes. I hope they include in like every like 100,000, 10,000 like edition or GameCube controllers a glitch that lets you wave dash.
Yeah. That way you can get the melee people to stop fucking being whiny little bitch babies.
It's fine, they're fucked anyway.
Actually, you know what's funny? This isn't like something that's unusual with the competitive scene of a game, because Soul Calibur 2 is the most popular competitive one, and it has a weird glitch where so you know the parry system in the game, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name. Okay, so if you get parried and you tap block at the right time, you will always block your opponent's attack every single time. You can also, if you tap at the right time when walking sideways, you can always block while you're moving. You just have to time it just right because of a glitch. And that's why that game is the most popular one, because you can just block all the time. You can just always block.
So what you're saying is people just only want to play games where they can abuse clearly broken, unintended game mechanics to get a competitive edge over everyone else.
To be fair, Street Fighter 3 didn't really have a glitch. It was the parry system that was actually a mechanic, and it worked properly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yes.
But
in a lot of these scenes.
That's the point. That's the difference, though. Street Fighter 3 was intentional game design and was constructed all around that mechanic. Whereas with Soul Calibur 2, it's just a glitch that shouldn't.
There was a bug
that shouldn't exist, and it gives someone who can do it a very much because and it's but. So the difference with like a parry system that's implemented is it would be expected that anyone who's at like a high level would know it, because it's a fundamental part of the game. Whereas a glitch, realistically, people shouldn't know about like that, or shouldn't abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so for example, in Soul Calibur 6, which is a much better game in terms of its combat engine, is like you don't really have that happen outside of some custom characters, because custom characters are really wonky. So in Soul Calibur, like, if I parry you, I'm gonna hit you every time. every time I parry you. I'm going to hit you unless I pick an attack that's way too slow. But that's on my ass if I did that.
Yeah. It'd be...
But like but like parries also like too when you're saying about like a higher level play. I'm not a high level player, but like when I was first starting to play 6, like I wasn't really parrying. People that I was playing with online weren't really parrying, and then as time went on, they started parrying. So then I started parrying, and now I parry a lot more. And by the way, I want to say Soul Calibur's matchmaking is the most lopsided piece of shit. Like, so sometimes I'll get matched against someone who's way above my pay grade, and sometimes I get matched with someone who just started playing the game. And I'm just like, oh, why would you do this to this poor child? And I'm not gonna lie, I still beat the shit out of him. But
Sorry.
But you know, I do feel a little bad as I'm beating the shit out of them. I feel like I'm the bad guy.
I'm actually kind of impressed that Fighters wasn't on the VGAs for art direction.
Yeah.
Because, like, that game looks gorgeous.
And a lot of those games that were on there, I don't even know them or, like, can think of their art.
Well, like, Red Dead 2 is quote-unquote real.
Yeah. In a couple of years, it's going to look ugly. Because that's the problem with realistic art and art styles and all that shit. It dates, unfortunately.
Alright, you're saying what category is Japan going to win? Japan will win the best fighter.
Oh yeah, fighter and probably RPG.
Just we could pretend.
Because I mean, the only Western fighting games are like Mortal Kombat.
Oh, and
Injustice.
Yeah, it's basically just stuff that Ed Boon's part of.
Didn't Injustice win last year, or did something else win?
Fuck, I can't think. Well, Street Fighter 5 might have won.
Look it up real quick, because I actually don't remember. Because I have a boss fight I'm going to be doing anyway, so we're going to be recording for just a little bit longer.
I guess if I just type in Best Fighting Game 2017... No, okay. Game Awards. No, I want to see... here it is. The Wikipedia page might help. Blah, 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 blah.
Probably.
Game announcements, who cares? Best fighting... Oh, Injustice 2 did win.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Oh.
It was, even though... What were the other ones in there? I'm sure they were all better.
ARMS... this one wasn't. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oof.
Nidhogg 2 and Tekken 7.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I remember in that list and I was like, yeah, Tekken 7 should have got that, but it wasn't gonna win because Injustice.
Yeah.
It's a Western game and it has a shitty story. I mean, an excellent story. Actually, you know what? I remember. That's what we wanted to do after Yakuza. We wanted to do the Injustice games because we were just going to make fun of it while we do our stupid little talk. Now I remember what it was we wanted
Basically,
to do.
while we bitch about the fact that no one actually gets Superman.
Yeah.
And that's the fundamental flaw with Superman, is that not that he's too powerful, not that he's boring, it's that nobody actually understands him because they just know them. They just know, like, that kind of... I guess the only way to describe it is it's a meme.
What they're trying to do with Superman, and it's the dumbest thing, rather than getting writers that know and or like the character, is instead they're trying to get people on to bring over Batman fans to make them Superman fans as well. But those are two very different characters, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So rather than just making Superman the character he always was, which, you know, will make his fans happy, they try to turn him into this thing, which Superman fans will not like and will reject, and the people that were not Superman fans will also reject because they're never going to like Superman. They just never will.
And it's like...
So it doesn't work.
It's been, like, extremely long since we've even had, like, an animated adaptation of Superman that's treated him like Superman. Because now we've got...
The closest thing I can think of were, like... The closest I can think of were, like, some of the... I mean, they're... Some of them might be almost 10 years old now. The animated DC movies, some of them were pretty decent with him.
Yeah, it's basically
but, like,
ever since they...
It's been a while. I'm literally staring at some of them on my shelf right now.
It's basically ever since they started doing New 52-style Justice League. And they made...
Yeah, because when they brought him into New 52, they tried to make him edgy to make him more relatable. By the way, I did like the finger quotes.
Well, I kind of heard it, but that's like New 52 in general. They took characters and made them edgy, and it's like, well, you can't make Hal Jordan edgier. He's already genocide. He's already committed mass genocide. Like, Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck her. Yeah, well, we're not allowed to remember that part. Thanks, Hal. You're the best. That's my.
That's not. Wait, he's the best. That's weird. That doesn't sound like Guy Gardner. What are you
I
talking
was
about?
being sarcastic. He's the worst.
It's like how every Flash story now is just Flashpoint.
That's because Barry Allen has no storylines. It's not him dying.
Yeah, Barry Allen is
Dying or
probably my least favorite one.
Probably should have not brought him back. But,
Well, look,
Wally's the best Flash.
the point is, like,
Fight me.
every single one of like the traits associated with the Flash and all the memorable things were all done by Wally West.
Yeah, like I said, Wally West is the best Flash. Don't at me.
Barry Allen was just kind of generic nice guy. Wally West was the one who was the actually really nice guy who all the people in town knew, and he helped him out, and he just kind of had this really kind of professional relationship with his Rogues Gallery. I've always loved the Rogues because they're not like you don't have delusions of grandeur, and they're like the Shocker. They're just people doing their job. Their job just happens to be supervillain.
Yeah.
Shocking people. And then being chased to the ends of the earth.
Yes.
But no, every villain needs to have a thing of grandeur. Every villain must be the Joker. The Joker's the best one.
Like Justice League episode, like the Justice League.
And even Joker's one that people don't get right, because they make him like this super genius with grandeur when he's just a psychopath who's just doing whatever he thinks is funny.
Yeah.
That's the part people forget. He's doing whatever he thinks is funny. They forget about the clown aspect of him. Thank you, Heath Ledger. Thank you.
I mean,
Actually, no, I'm sorry, Heath Ledger. It's not your fault. You were given a script.
yeah.
Thank you, Nolan, and your shitty Batman verse that fucked with the entire DC
The
universe.
Batman films that actually probably ruined DC's chance at films cinematic universe, because now everyone expects, oh, they were dark and, like, regardless of what you think, they were dark and realistic, quote unquote, which then leads to people going, but that like made money, so we need to like push that aspect, which is why you get shit like Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman and Justice League, and Wonder Woman felt like, well, fuck, this isn't working, let's just rip off Captain America.
I feel like Wonder Woman was an accident because it was actually decent.
And now we're in this bizarre scenario where Marvel's the one that's pushing this like really boring, generic, grim, dark film, and DC's the one pushing this really fun, interesting, actually seemingly accurate depiction of a character.
Apparently, Aquaman was apparently pretty
Oh,
good.
fair enough.
But I haven't seen it. Yeah, Shazam looks good. I actually am interested in
Well, the
Shazam.
point is, Shazam looks like Shazam,
Yeah,
where it just
and I think it's funny with Captain Marvel. Like we were saying, they made her boring and edgy. She's a funny character. She can actually be really fucking funny. Like you can do a lot with her, but they don't want
you're
to.
thinking of the old Carol Danvers. This is the new one. This is the one that's like was not quite replaced by a Skrull, but replaced by a shittier version of themselves.
Like you can do
But
a
yeah,
lot with
Skrull
Carol.
actually. Yeah, she's a Skrull.
But you can do a lot with her, and they, of course, got the most boring actress they could find. What is this? That's actually a thing too I've noticed in Hollywood, where they'll get a lot of them are actresses, where they'll get these actresses who can't emote, and they'll put them in the main female role, and they just don't have an emotion. Like they cannot do anything other than that same blank cardboard face, and I don't get it.
It's okay. I'm sure Captain Marvel will do well and be like this shining beacon of what films should be, like Black Panther was, despite its actual handicap of Black Panther being a really bad film.
Yeah, I wanted to like that
No, but
movie,
it's fine.
too.
Black Panther has the most, the deepest, most well-written villain of all time, or as Killmonger, or as I like to call him, Black Hitler. Fight me. Go on. Convince me.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm calling Killmonger Black
Was it?
Hitler because he's basic.
He was. We talked about it. He was.
I just like.
I mean, I remember we talked about that in Fighter Z, and I had like a fix for that, like right away, where I was like, okay, here's how you fix this stupid thing. You just take. Remember the museum scene you were telling me
Oh
about?
yeah, where he just.
What you do is, instead of having him just vaporize her when she's not doing anything wrong, you have her act like a little shit to him, like afterwards. Like, have her seem like a fucking bigot, and then he vaporizes her.
So then,
Because then you actually sympathize with him. Then you actually get that sympathetic part.
the worst part is he also gets.
He's still a murderer. But at least, then what you do is you have him do that, and you have or maybe you set up a person earlier who wasn't like being a bigot shit to him, and he just walks past them as he continues whatever he's doing.
But it's just utterly baffling how, like, Black Panther itself would have been fine if not for the fact, and I kind of expected everyone to go, "Oh my god, it's the most important, greatest movie ever made." They said it for like 2 weeks, and then everyone forgot about it.
I remember that. They're gonna do it with Captain
Oh
Marvel.
yeah, for
as
sure.
well.
But
They're gonna treat it like it's the first female solo movie. It's not, but they're gonna treat it like
was
that.
Supergirl before Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Supergirl happened a while ago. It wasn't very good, though.
I know, it wasn't good. I was just thinking.
I think actually the first good one might have been Wonder Woman. I think. Because let's see here, what are the other ones? There's Elektra, that movie sucked. Catwoman sucked. Well, what are the others? I mean, there are other like action movies that aren't like comic book related that have a female lead that are great, but we're talking about comics right
we're
now.
talking like leading lady in a female superhero thing.
Yeah,
Specifically
I mean
superhero.
action movies in general. We can, yeah. If we're talking about action movies, we can plot like hundreds of examples. Yeah, I can't think of any other ones before Wonder Woman that were good.
I don't know. I'm still reminded of Black Panther and everyone kind of not overhyping for sure, but then just blatantly lying about aspects of it and how it's so great. And it's like, oh, but Wakanda is sympathetic. It's like, no, there's still like an entire nation of horrible racists that their behavior should not be tolerated or accepted.
Yeah,
But no, it's encouraged. It's look at these Wakandans. They're too pure for the sinful earth. And it's like, well, I mean, honestly, these people are not that much better than the ones who stood in white cloaks and burn crosses. They just don't actively murder people yet.
and
That was the plan.
Yeah,
The plan was to get them to actively murder people. So
to be fair though, at least they show their faces. That's something the KKK doesn't have the balls
this
to do.
is true. But man,
You know, for a group of people that call themselves and the white people the superior race, they seem to be sure afraid to show their
you know,
faces.
we should go and visit Wakanda. Chris Redfield.
Oh my god.
You'd show him.
Oh, that reminds me. I was gonna talk about like predictions for next year. I really couldn't think of any because next year's lineup looks kind of crap. And when I looked at Resident Evil 2, I was like, okay, that depends on how bad it is. Because I don't have high hopes on Resident Evil 2. I just have this feeling in my gut.
I think it will do well.
Oh, I think it'll do well sales wise, but I mean like
I think
in terms of people liking it, I don't know.
We'll see.
I just have this bad feeling about it.
Did you have the same feeling about Resi 7?
Resi 7, I didn't have a bad feeling about it at all. Actually, it was just more of like, oh, I'm not really a first-person horror guy. It looks good though, just not my thing. Had a good feeling about it though.
We'll see. I don't know. I think. But what do you mean next year doesn't have a good lineup? Devil May Cry 5.
I mean, in terms of like their big hyped-up Western AAA game.
Who gives a fuck about the West? The West is dying.
Oh no, I don't give a fuck. I honestly I do prefer Japanese games.
I live here.
But I'm talking about like the Game Awards. If we're gonna talk about games of our own, what we're excited for, that's a whole other
aren't you
story.
excited for No More Heroes Not Quite 3?
I forgot that they're doing that. I never even played
It's out
2.
in January.
I never even played 2. The only thing I only have one game pre-ordered for January, and that's Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, I mean,
Which I've never played, so for me it's like a new
Kingdom
game.
Hearts 3, that's probably going to win something.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to win some stuff. And I'm going to get that at some point.
Oh,
but it's
Crackdown 3 is on here, that might get on. Oh, don't you think Jump Force will win
yeah.
anything, though?
No.
Best art direction. I live in hope. Oh, wait, no, we've got Anthem coming out. That's a big Western thing. That's, I forget which one. Is that BioWare or is that... I think it's BioWare.
Might be, I don't know. I can't wait to die laughing at fucking Shenmue being put on Best Narrative. I can't wait to die laughing about that.
Team Sonic Racing.
Oh wait, that's implying Shenmue will actually come out this year.
No, it's scheduled.
Will it?
It's scheduled for August next year.
Yeah, that's implying it actually does come out though. Well, next year, I mean.
Oh, it's going to
Whatever.
be another Gears of War game, apparently.
It's like
Gears of
Kingdom
War's still a
Hearts-
thing?
It's like
Apparently.
Kingdom Hearts 3, you know. You still think that it won't come out because I'm just so used to the idea of it not being a thing.
I
Oh no, it's more of a joke on Shenmue in terms of its development. It's just more of a joke on that. I like how even now it still looks like total trash visually. It looks like a PS2 game, but they use the Unreal Lighting engine.
You know what game should win Game of the Year next year, though?
What?
Super Robot Wars T.
It
It's
won't.
got Gal Gaigar,
I am going to import. I'm going to import the.
but it has Gal Gaigar in it.
I know.
It makes it the best
but-
instantly.
This Cowboy Bebop.
I'm sorry, but like only you and all the other really loud Gal Gaigar fans are Gal Gaigar fans.
But Cowboy Bebop's in it, and people, I think, like that show.
Yeah, they do.
It's like, and Netflix is making a live-action version of that show.
Oh no.
I mean, that game in general, with some of the choices for characters, I'm just like, all right, was I your target audience? Are you trying to get my money? Are you trying to make me import this from Singapore? Because it's
Pretty
working.
much. That is exactly their plan.
Yeah, that's 100% the idea. They know what that's.
100% the idea.
Yeah.
Let's sell it to the West by putting in stuff the West likes.
It's like Dunbine is
But-
probably the most like least West-focused one in that list. I guess
I don't know. Ray Earth isn't like super huge over here.
it's
I mean,
big-
I'm a fan.
bigger
but
than Bottoms is. I feel.
I don't know. People have wanted it for
a
years.
lot of things are bigger than Votoms, though. I'm bigger than
This
Votoms.
is true.
Votoms
I mean,
is good.
I mean, Votoms is fine.
No,
but... yeah, no, it's fine.
Bottoms is good, but is
I'm-
Bottoms popular?
Yeah, that's the point.
I guess
Yes, it's-
I mean, over here, I don't know. I don't think it ever got released over here.
Exactly.
I think they released.
Yeah.
I think they released like one episode as like a test, and nobody liked it.
I blame Robotech for this, honestly.
a lot of giant robot stuff that wasn't like the real robot style kind of had trouble back in like say like in the anime boom era of the 2000s too, also setting foot here because people were just like, this is stupid, and then they
The
would
problem is a lot.
go back to watching the
a
war
lot of
show.
the robot stuff also got kind of shit canned by crap like rights issues like Harmony Gold owning or
Yeah.
distribution rights to a whole bunch of. Sorry.
There was a fucking really cool. I have the theme of it. It was this Macross game that was on PS1 that has this really cool fucking theme, and I have it on my computer. And they were gonna try and release it here, and then Harmony Gold happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, nope.
I like
no
how
chance.
I like how Harmony Gold losing the rights like right away. Japan's like, Funimation, grab it! Funimation, grab it now! Grab it now! Please, for the love of God, Funimation, grab it!
Yeah, so you can release. So you can not release Macross because Macross has whole other rights issues involved.
Yeah.
Music.
Makuros copyright strike.
Yep, basically. On the
So
official,
we're never gonna get Macross 7 then.
probably not. Maybe
No.
we'll get Macross Delta.
All right, this is. I honestly kept going for longer. I even saved for the finale already of this episode already, and we just kept talking because I wanted to keep going. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Bye.